This is why we can't have pairings. We have best friends fighting each other. Way to go, guys. Way to go. I hate you because you let Juvia dead. I hate you because you let Lucy dead. Okay, that didn't really happen that way. However, the rage did come a fact that their future wives, yeah, I'm doing a little favor for you parents fan, let them believe that they are dead. Now they're going to fight each other in chapter 504. As these two are out of their mind, you get the sense that the N is really doing a lot of controlling. After thinking the fact that he has lost someone that is very close to him, as Gray is something you probably have to say an excuse, but if it does address that excuse, perhaps we can really forgive him, I guess. It is kind of confused to know if he's really in his own mindset, or more so that demon slayer power that he has inside him is actually doing a lot of fixating on his feelings. Otherwise, it would have seemed a bit fast of him just coming to conclusion to take out Natsu and kill him. In Great defense, you can't say that losing Juvia was the last straw and now he's just like upset and angry. This is something that he probably just jumped to the conclusion and wanted to take him out. I just think if it's addressed well, demonic slayer power inside of it is doing more of a fixating on his feeling. If it's addressed that properly, then I could understand more. As the end, even though Natsu still is Natsu and it still looked like the exact same, maybe a little bit difference from him, I suppose he has a little bit like some different detail. It's understandable since N is basically doing a lot of more angry, more darkness coming out of him, so that's why he jumped to conclusion and that's why he's acting more differently as opposed to not listening to his friends. But the way how Gray come to that conclusion is understandable in some extent. It seems kind of a little bit rash of him to go after Natsu and just fight head on. At the very least, we do have a nice small action. I did like how we treated to see some of the glimpse of the action between each other. I don't know how long it will last, but I really want it to last a little bit longer. I don't mind how it come to this moment, especially with Natsu's thought of losing Lucy, all because the Miria has that time stop. Natsu try to send Lucy only not to realize that Lucy is frozen in time. So Natsu got the wrong idea, which is funny because the second time I read the chapter, you would think why not just check her pulse, but everything time stopped, which of course she looked like she's dead. This is not Natsu. He would have been more reasonable, he would have been more friendly. I could see Natsu overpowering Gray, but it's only a matter of time. Some of the parts are good in this chapter. With Lucy is with the whole idea that Brandish, she thought she stopped the tumor, do any major difference like removing it completely, but it's something that's always going to be there. Bringing it back to original size is doing no favors at all. Demiria and Brandish have their own ways of guilt, but Lucy sees it like an upper side, sees things to move forward. It's a small pep talk. It's understandable when it comes to this scenario, as it seems like Brandish and Demiria might be the two characters that are going to convert. It feels like that's the way it's building up. Perhaps they will lead them to turn to a good side. Urza is back up, and then Irene used her eye power to seek for Mavis. And yes, that is a glimpse of Irene and Urza definitely going to fight each other. That's she saw her, and to give you the idea that because of Urza's back up and running, Irene is going on a hunt that you know they're going to fight each other very soon. We don't know how predictable it is, but I hope it's not too predictable. Please be something different. Yes, I am curious about Irene's connection to Urza, but the fighting, I hope is different, with all due respect to the fans, because again, I don't hate Urza, it's just the fighting can be way too predictable, way too overdoing on the ass pull limit. But with the Mavis pep talk to the whole entire guild, it's amusing to see because she went to like a Godzilla side and tell everybody in there they all are fighters and they all going to win this war, and Irene is fed up again, leading to the idea that she's going to in the battlefield very soon, and that is going to happen. It has a really good setup with this entire segment. Lucy and Juvius are headed to where Gray and Natsu are at, perhaps slow down the fight. Now there's some concern, but I'll get to that soon. There's also a good setup with the whole Urza and Irene. Mavis is the one that's encouraged everybody, so nobody is really going back down, and they're going to fight all the way through. The art in this chapter is good. It's pretty much straightforward. I do like the tension between the Natsu and Gray, especially each panel by panel. You just just see them getting frustrated, getting angry, and getting ready to take them out each other. Something like that is really nicely detailed. Other than that, the other sub just does his work. It's not a negative, but there's one thing I'm concerned is the fact that Lucy and Juvia are going to where Gray and Natsu are at. It almost seems like it's building up for them to be the ending the battle, and I hope that's not really the case, because it would be a very easy way to end everything. I want them to just slow it down, if not just have the battle come to a near end conclusion and then they will show up. Having power of love would just end up being like a tone down the fight, or end up being resulting them to stop fighting altogether, or because of the misunderstanding. I want the idea of anger just taking over completely. I could see Natsu being the only one that can't control himself. Great, it all depends. If the Demon Slayer magic is really consume him a lot, it would be harder for him to stop. If it doesn't consume him, maybe it'll be a little bit easier. It's hard to say how it's all gonna come. I just hope it was done properly, instead of just make people probably hate pairings, even though I don't really care about that. But for me, I just hope it doesn't come to a very cheesy conclusion, for the lack of a better word. But overall, the chapter was pretty decent in a lot of things. I like the action between them, and I hope we get to see more. I do like the setup they have, even if Urza and Irene doesn't interest me that much in terms of combat, but in terms of storyline, I am interested. Anything can happen. I hope something new will happen when it comes to battling Urza, as well as I like the little small pep talk. It's simple yet effective. Chapter 504 gets a 7. I can see so many people hating Gray right now, all because he chose to kill his best friend right away, and that does seem like that's the case. I don't know if he's really being overpowered, but if he is, then more understandable. If he isn't, so rushed. But you need to have a fight, because we're out of time. We're almost at the end of the series, perhaps. I don't know. Well, I'm still waiting for the movie, and then I will just start caring about when it's ending. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.